And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to more. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again, and I hope you are there with me. The session commences and your company is required. That thing that now seems to be happening twice a day. The first installment of the day is being presented by yours truly. So if you are available, avail yourself of the session. You are used to what goes on around here. No different, same diet again. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is MOBILISING. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. The genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now, oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow, hey, anamekele mazuche mefo, manemo, it's an honor having you on board, when I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is MOBILISING. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the men will do. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the men will do. Is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the men will do. Is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow, hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there. Holy, holy, the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy, holy. 2023, Obasanjo mobilizes South against ATIKU, wants power shift. So that power shift narrative, it looks as though the tempo of it is dying down somewhat. Because just some 6-7 months ago, we heard nothing but power shift. But now, the permutation, because the whole of the South said they wanted power to shift, but at the PDP convention, when the votings were taking place, all the indications and from the figures, certainly the South, they showed no indication that they wanted the power, with Southerners voting for Northern candidates to put him ahead of somebody from the South. But Obasanjo still insists that that unwritten agreement must be honored, that power must shift from north to south or between north and south. Obasanjo mobilizes South against ATIKU, wants power shift. So how that quite plays out, we find out shortly. So I've been trying to educate naivety into the reality of politics. A lot of people come here and tell us that the Southeasterners, they only want the presidential slot, and they will not settle for anything else. And I've tried severally to explain that whilst the presidential slot is in play, they will be insistent on that space. But as soon as the vice presidential slot has been, whilst the presidential slot is in play, they'll be insistent on that space. But once the presidential slot has been allocated, has been won, if they don't win it, then they will recalibrate to negotiate at the next best thing, which is the vice presidential slot. But the naive in politics insist that no, they don't want it. They will take it, of course. And this is it. 2023 presidency, ignoring Igbo's not good sign for Nigeria. Amechi on ATIKU winning PDP ticket. So that essentially a plea for relevance. That is how I'm interpreting that. So he knows that the presidential slot is no longer in play, but he's still politicking to the high table of Nigeria, which then tells you that he's negotiating essentially for a vice presidential slot. Ignoring Igbo's not good sign for Nigeria, Amechi on ATIKU winning PDP ticket. So that is a senior Amechi, not the criminal Rotimi, of course. That's one of the, I think he used to be an aviation minister once upon a time. And still that negotiation for that vice presidential slot. Again, Governor WIKE, ATIKU meet. So WIKE now, he wants something for the effort that he has put in. And what he can get now is that vice presidential slot. He will make a good vice president, of course, but does ATIKU want the headache of this rather strong-willed noisemaker on his tail? And does he even, for political expediency, calibrate for his best chances? Because a lot of people say his best chance is to pick somebody from the southeast. But WIKE certainly pleads his case. Again, WIKE, ATIKU, Abubakar meet. So that is a negotiation for the vice presidential slot right there. But that vice presidential slot is still very much in play, and all persons caught in that position. 2023, former lawmaker emerges ATIKU Abubakar's favored pick for running mate. So I think I may well have highlighted the name in the title of the video. So maybe not to tease you. I think it's EMEKA. Well, I know it is EMEKA EHIDIOHA that we're talking about. So he comes into play. But is he a good fit or even the best fit? 2023, former lawmaker emerges ATIKU Abubakar's favored pick for running mate. So quite what led to that, we find out shortly. And to the PDP we go. Buhari shortlist 2 presidential aspirants as successors. So so you find out who those are shortly. I think you may already know. But 2023, Buhari shortlist 2 presidential aspirants as successors. So who they are and why he has arrived there, all of that to be found out shortly. So a good rich mix of a menu. So everything, anything, something for everyone, I should say. So a rich menu, something for everyone. So lean back, kick back, take it easy. As ever, we are looking to hit 100 likes on this stream. So please, because I ask so often, you should just really do it automatically. As soon as you log on, just click on the like button. And then when I'm barely aching about click on like, you don't feel as though I'm coming after you personally. So you don't feel personalized in that comment. So click on the like button. If you have no reasons not to click on it, then click on it, because that helps the platform to grow within the YouTube space. So click on like and click on subscribe. And then at your discretion, you can click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. That is if you want to come and join me on the screen to engage in a conversation around the talking points that I'm going to read out just fairly shortly. So the like button compulsory, you must click on that. The subscribe button compulsory, you must click on that. But the hyperlink that says StreamYard, that is at your discretion. If you feel like coming on the screen, then click on that. As you said about the clickings, let me provide you with a little bit of liquid inducement. Your calabash to the ready as we join the Kegas.
Only water, only water, where is Sima? Hapa o naido, Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí àkẹ́kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chief Wáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Olúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Iku Koniriwagbeshe, may death have nothing to do with us. Iku Koniriwagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. 2023, Obasanjo mobilizes South against ATIKU, wants power shift. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has started mobilizing strategic stakeholders in the southern part of the country against the People's Democratic Party's candidate Atiku Abubakar. Political sources who confirmed the move said the former president, who expressed unhappiness at the emergence of Atiku as the PDP presidential candidate ahead of his southern counterparts, argued that power should return to the south after President Muhammad Buhari's 8 years as president. Atiku emerged PDP candidate for a second time in 4 years at the MKO National Stadium late Saturday, scoring a total of 300 and let's take that again. Atiku emerged PDP candidate for a second time in 4 years at the MKO National Stadium late Saturday, scoring a total of 371 votes to defeat his closest rival, Yemi WIKE, who scored 237. The sources said Obasanjo's grievances with Atiku may not be unconnected to the long-standing differences since they both acted as president and vice president of the country when Atiku rose to fame. However, Obasanjo forgave and supported ATIKU in the last general elections, which the latter lost to an incumbent President Muhammad Buhari. But sources said Obasanjo would rather have another person win the PDP presidential ticket instead of the former vice president, and that is why he is determined to mobilize Southern leaders against ATIKU in the 2023 general elections. Top sources who spoke with correspondents exclusively on the current plan said the former president had already detailed former Cross River State Donald Duke to start the process of organizing strategic leaders against ATIKU. The sources said part of Duke's assignment is to mobilize support across the southern part of the country in favor of Peter Obi, who is the presidential candidate for the Labour Party. Obasanjo also held meetings with Obi and Duke and urged them to lobby River State Governor Yemi Osinbajo, who is obviously angry at the outcome of the primary of the PDP, where he lost to Atiku Abubakar. The sources also said Obasanjo had concluded plans to personally meet with WIKE and all the top stakeholders from the southern part of the country to ensure that power returns to the south at the 2023 general elections. Other sources also noted that Duke's grievances are with the alleged betrayal of WIKE by the Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, who openly stepped down at the 11th hour of the PDP primary election and told his delegates to vote for Atiku, despite the fact that WIKE has always supported Tambuwal, both politically, financially, and otherwise, especially during the 2019 PDP presidential primary elections. Duke is also said to be aggrieved over the money spent on Tambuwal and his ambition by WIKE, who naturally should get his support at the primaries, but lost it due to northern collaboration before the primaries. Duke, whilst lamenting the betrayal to Obasanjo, also confirmed the betrayal of some southern governors who wanted their delegates to vote for Atiku, noting that it was only delegates from Akwa Ibom and Edo that defied their governors' orders to vote for WIKE. After the primary, WIKE had declared that some PDP governors ganged up with some vested interest groups to derail the quest for southern Nigeria to produce the next president. He said it was the agreement of the southern governors that the presidency should come to the south, which he stood by going into the contest. Meanwhile, Duke is also said to have already started working towards mobilizing for this task, as he has already contacted a respected priest from Cross River State, pointing out the implication of power remaining in the north and the neglect of the southeast and south-south, which were already skimmed out of the PDP power equation. So there it is right there. So there it is right there. Let's end that there. It pivot on to an are you narrative, but the substance of that story, I think we've already gotten it. 2023 presidency, ignoring Igbo's not good sign for Nigeria, Amechi on Atiku winning a ticket. Mbazulike Amechi, a First Republic aviation minister, on Thursday, warned political parties against ignoring the Southeast ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Amechi made the warning. Let's take that again. Mbazulike Amechi, a First Republic aviation minister, on Thursday, warned political parties against ignoring the Southeast ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Amechi warned that ignoring the Southeast ahead of the 2023 election would not be a good sign for Nigeria. He spoke to correspondents whilst reacting to the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The elder statesman also noted that whoever emerges as the presidential candidate of the PDP and the All Progressive Congress is my man. According to Amechi, All political parties are the product of our efforts to find a nation called Nigeria, and therefore I am the father of all. Sometimes on May the 29th, 2021, I summoned a meeting of APC and PDP in the Southeast and told them it is true that the Igbos have been disenfranchised in Nigeria and so deprived of their rights. Still, if they are going to fight for it, they have to unite and reduce the number of candidates they are having. As far as I am concerned, whoever wins, be it APC or PDP, is my man. If APC also fails to announce a candidate from the Southeast, this could lead to misunderstanding, and ignoring the Southeast would not be good for Nigeria. ATIKU clinched the PDP presidential ticket during the party's convention in Abuja on Saturday. The Waziri of Adamawa defeated Governor Yemi Osinbajo of Rivers State, Saraki, and other presidential aspirants to emerge as the party's candidate. ATIKU polled, and then it goes on to tell us who got what. Just bear with me one moment. I'm going to play you a little bit of music just to clear my nose. Just un momento. All right. So some of you may know that I'm still carrying the remnants of a flu. So that was what that was all about. So on to the next. Again, Governor WIKE ATIKU Abubakar meets. So now this is now the jostling for the vice presidential slot. So he didn't take too long to lick his wounds before he got back before he mounted again the saddle of politics. Rivers State Governor Yemi Osinbajo has again met with former Vice President ATIKU Abubakar Wednesday evening. ATIKU emerged the People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate for the 2023 general election in a primary election held in Abuja last Saturday. The former vice president had defeated his closest rival WIKE with 371 votes to 237 votes. Correspondents learned that WIKE reciprocated ATIKU's visit, which the former vice president paid on Monday. Unlike Monday's meeting, where a dissatisfied WIKE met the camera shutters with an arching frown on his face, Wednesday's meeting ended on a cordial note as the governor and the ex-vice president beamed with smiles in a photo pose after the closed-door meeting, which details were yet to be known as at press time. ATIKU shared photos of the meeting on his verified social media pages. He said, "It was a pleasure to receive His Excellency Yemi Osinbajo in the company of notable leaders and officials of our great party, the PDP, at my residence today. I am proud of the promises that this spirit of camaraderie holds for our party as a united front that guarantees victory in the next election to rescue the country." Earlier on Wednesday, ATIKU solicited the support of his rivals in the opposition party to defeat the ruling All Progressive Congress in next year's election. ATIKU, after he received the party's certificate of return at the PDP National Secretariat at the Wadata Plaza in Abuja, said his main opposition is the APC and not his co-aspirants in the presidential primary. He urged his contenders to join forces with him to dislodge the APC government led by President Muhammad Buhari in 2023. WIKE's visit happened amidst search by ATIKU and the opposition party for an acceptable southern running mate. PDP Board of Trustees Chairman Walid Jibrin had on Monday said, "The Board of Trustees will assist the party and surely the Waziri Adamawa ATIKU himself to come out with a very acceptable vice president from southern Nigeria." So there it is right there. The begging bowls are out and they are already pleading. They've been diddled again by the Malams, and there it is. Second position in perpetuity, the southern part of Nigeria. Still with our PDP and All Matters VP, 2023 former lawmaker emerges Atiku Abubakar's favored pick for running mate. Former Vice President and presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Atiku Abubakar, is reportedly favoring EMEKA EHIDIOHA to emerge as his running mate. Since Atiku emerged as the flag bearer of the main opposition party, the names of governors Ifeanyi Okowa, Yemson Wike, Udom Emmanuel have been thrown up as those to be considered by the former vice president as running mate. But sources have now tipped the former Imo State Governor EHIDIOHA to be selected. When contacted, media aide to the former Imo State Governor, AIC Akwarandu, told correspondents that EHIDIOHA's name is amongst other names being considered. He said, EHIDIOHA is not vice president. Atiku is yet to choose. However, his name is amongst those being tipped for it, which he has been indifferent about. So he's indifferent. That is to tell you that he's lobbying hard. So that means that he is indifferent or is saying he's lobbying hard. But a source in the PDP reveals that EHIDIOHA has been favored amongst others to be Atiku's running mate. He said, EHIDIOHA has a very good relationship with Atiku and Tambuwal because he mobilized for Tambuwal during the primary, and we all saw what happened when Atiku needed help. Tambuwal came to his rescue. As a party, we are looking at zoning the vice presidential slot to the southeast, giving the support of the region in time past to our party. And when I look at the track records of EHIDIOHA, he is the best fit for the role. Recall that EHIDIOHA, a former deputy speaker of the House of Representatives and former governor of Imo State, was removed from office by a Supreme Court judgment which favored Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive Congress APC. So EMEKA EHIDIOHA then, the name now in play. So this is now the final readout, and then we'll see who is available. 2023, and please, we're looking to get 100 likes on this stream. So if you've not clicked on like, just click on like, so I don't keep repeating click on like, and then we can just focus on the conversations if there is one taking place. So if you have no objection to clicking on like, then click on it, unless of course you object to doing it. So if you have no objection on clicking on the like button, then click on it. That helps to propel the platform up the YouTube algorithm. 2023, Buhari shortlist 2 presidential aspirants as successor. President Muhammad Buhari may have shortlisted Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Senate President Ahmad Lawan as his preferred successor. Correspondents recalled that the president had appealed to the APC governors to allow him pick his preferred successor ahead of the party's presidential primary on June the 6th. Buhari had made the appeal during a meeting with the governors and the national chairman of the ruling party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, at the presidential Villa Abuja on Tuesday. A presidential source disclosed that Buhari is torn between the choice of Lawan and Osinbajo, following the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the PDP presidential candidate. According to correspondents, a team is looking at the pros and cons of selecting Lawan or Osinbajo with the view to giving President Buhari informed advice for the final decision to be made on his return from Spain by Friday. The presidential source said Buhari during his meeting with APC governors carefully highlighted that his choice would be someone capable of driving his visions. He said Osinbajo has also strongly defended Buhari's policies and projects, having played a lead role in its execution with the management of key initiatives central to the administration's strategic imperatives. The presidential source added that Lawan has also supported key legislation and help support the president's external borrowing policy. It was learned that a lobby group will be raised in the coming days to work in the north and south, depending on who the president chooses between Osinbajo and Lawan. The lobby group is waiting to meet with northern and southern elders in the APC to solicit support for either of the two presidential aspirants. So if they give it to Lawan, of course, then essentially that tells you that they are looking for ATIKU to be the president. So ATIKU to be the president if they give it to Lawan. Am I erring in saying that? Ajale Koko, I see you. Sorry, Ajale Koko, I see you. World Peace, I see you. And Charlie Boy, I see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. Let me go first to you then, Ajale Koko. As I invite the audience, if you have not clicked on the like button yet, please do. We are trying to. If you look on the screen, then you see that we're trying to hit 100 likes on the stream. So we have well in excess of 250 people watching us. Thank you. But click on the like button so I don't keep coming back to urge you to do that. So as I urge you to do that, then let's welcome Ajanle Koko to the platform. So Ajanle Koko, are you there?
Yeah, one man.
Brilliant. Good to have you, Ajanle Koko. So then it looks as though they're narrowing it down to a field of two within the APC. The names that they are conjuring with are not ATIKU, he already has his ticket. The names that they are conjuring with Ahmad Lawan and Yemi Osinbajo. So what are you making then of this reported field of two? And what choice does it present for Buhari and the Nigerian state? Ajale Koko.
Hey, how are you, one man? World Peace and Class. Okay. Let's see. If they are trimming down to the two, that tell us that at the end of the day, he's going to pick one. And for my own prediction, I think he will finally pick Osinbajo. Because he won't want to pick another northerner. Because that will aggravate that will aggravate dissatisfaction from the entire South. If he finally gives support to Osinbajo, what is the Tinubu's reaction going to be? Tinubu will be bitter, but he will have no other choice.
Yes. I was just going to say that it will be bitter, but he can't do anything if they give it to Osinbajo.
Yeah, he can't do anything. Because the leaders in Yoruba land, political leaders within the APC will put pressure on him, to let it go. That what is more important is for the power to shift to the south, particularly to the southwest. And both men will be brought together by the leaders, Baba Konde and Oshoba and some other traditional kings waiting, and they will tell him to let it go. That even though he has tried, he has spent so much money, but Osinbajo is one of us, so they will tell him to accept him, and I believe he will do that, and he will give his blessing to Osinbajo. So if we really want to look at it, whether we like it or not, Osinbajo, by the virtue of his position, is the most qualified person for that position. By the virtue of his current position as the vice president, I think if president we want to favor anybody, it should be the number one on the list, because this is a man that worked with him for 8 years. This is a man that, you know,
well, if he's saying that he wants somebody to continue his legacy, whatever that is, maybe it's the killings that he wants continued. Who better than Yemi Osinbajo?
There's nobody that is better than Osinbajo has make a statement to that effect several times, that I will continue the legacy of the president. Yeah, he has said that several times, and we have spoke against him here. That why is he making such statement? That statement is so ridiculous. What is it that Buhari has done well for that country that he wants to continue? You know, so tactically he has Osinbajo, you know, consistently making that statement. I want to continue on the legacy of Buhari. Maybe so. As a result of that, I think the way I see, I want to believe he will be the most favored among the two, as reported, that between him and Lawan. But we will continue to monitor that space. However, I think that idea of consensus candidate, not really consensus candidate, but the idea of imposition of candidate on others is against democratic rule. Is totally against.
Even if it favors Osinbajo, would you not look the other way if it favors Osinbajo?
Well,
it's only undemocratic if it favors Malam. If it favors a Southerner, it's all right.
What I say, one man.
Is that not, you know? Is that not what they did in PDP? That they just went for their own.
The same rules should go for all now. So this idea of imposition of candidate is not good. It's wrong, and it can demoralize members, and it can implode the party. You see, it is not good to let people buy from, spend money across the country in mobilizing people, putting their time into this contest, energy, every resources to make things work for them. And at the end of the day, you are coming as authoritarian leader, say, you know what, this is what I want, all of you go and sit down. It is not, that is authoritarian rule. That is not democracy. Democracy is, allows people to show their intention for elective position, and the party should put in place a process for primary and let people, members in the party, choose anyone that they believe can work well for the party. Let the popular candidate emerge. That is the only way you can bring people together. That is the only way you can energize people in the party. That is the only way you can sell a good candidate, choice of the people, to to the populace in the general election. So, but this one is fraud. I don't subscribe to it. It's totally anti-democratic, and leaders
the Constitution facilitates for it, direct, indirect, and or consensus. That's what the law facilitates for. So it's not illegal.
This approach, yes, it's not illegal. Consensus is not illegal. But the approach that...
But it's undemocratic by your standards.
Yeah, the approach that he is using, the president is trying to use, is totally illegal, is undemocratic. Nothing wrong in consensus. And my own idea of the way consensus work is that all contestants will come together, meet, look at themselves in the faces, and then agree among themselves if they are going to step down for each other. And when that happens and they come out with one candidate, that is what I know about how consensus works. They can come out among themselves, they will choose one person among themselves without the influence of any person. Yet there could be influence from outside, but nobody will be among them to choose that consensus candidate. So the contestants will meet within themselves and then work things out, what is good for the party among themselves. And when they finally, come out with one person, that is the consensus party, that the party that will be binding on the party, because all of them are satisfied with themselves and agree to that one consensus candidate. But a situation where they could not agree among themselves, then the party will allow them to go for primary. So, but this approach that the president is trying to use, he is trying to laud his own interests. It shouldn't be his own interest.
Well, is that not the tradition, though? Obasanjo did the same thing when, against popular desire, he picked this sickly Umaru Yar'Adua, who of course then just elapsed on the seat.
Yes, that was imposition as well. It was it's not democratic. It's not good for our democracy. Let the people's will prevail and not the will of one man, Mr. President. How can your own choice represent the will of every one of us? No, it doesn't work like that in democracy. And a democratic...
No, it's undemocratic.
It's not undemocratic. So a democratic process that is run this way is bound to fail, because you are not going to come out with the people's choice. And what will eventually happen at the end of the day is that you go to see favorism, because that man that is anointed, the favored candidate, will see Mr. President as his backbone and we like to favor him. He would like to favor the cabal behind his emergence as the candidate of the party. And the people's interests will not be protected. So the interests of the people will not be matter to that candidate of the party, but the interests of those cabal behind his emergence at the ticket of the party, the interests of those cabal will have to be protected while is serving in the government, while he's in the government. So it's the interest of the cabal that will be most protected and not the interest of the people. So it is not good. That is why you see our democracy failing, because it is party government that they operate in Nigeria, and party will always protect party interests. So that's the way I see it, one man.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So thank you, Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, I want to implore the audience to click on the like button. We have a good, strong complement of our concurrent viewership, well in excess of 300, going on 350 even. So thank you for joining us. We do this all the time. Usually 1:20 thereabouts UK time PM and 9:35 UK time. So you can set that by your schedule. Every single day, 1:20 UK time and 9:35 UK time, be here for a real robust, involved conversation around the Nigerian political space. The other thing is, with every stream that we do, we try to hit 100 likes. So you can see that in the comment section that I've posted it. Let me repost it. If you have not clicked on like, and if it doesn't offend you to click on like, then do that, because that helps propel us on the YouTube algorithm. It's only a low bar that we set, just 100, and there are well in excess of 300 people here. So if you hit on the like, then I wouldn't have to keep pausing the sessions to implore you to hit on like. So hit on like if you do have no objection to doing that. So hit on like, and if as you are hitting on like, if you are inclined, you can hit on the subscribe button too. So the next thing that I'm going to post in the comment section is the hyperlink that will bring you onto the screen to share your thoughts, just like you're hearing from Ajanle Koko here. So if you are interested in coming on the screen, especially if you're a new voice that we've never heard from here before, or if you're a northern voice, a voice from the north, because we wanted to hear voices from the north as well, click on this link that says StreamYard. That will bring you onto the screen, and you can engage in conversations to share your thoughts with the thousands of people that are listening to us worldwide. So Ajale Koko, back to the politics of it, and stay now going with to the PDP. The permutations for ATIKU Abubakar's running mate, it starts to gather pace, and they are conjuring with a myriad of names, Okowa, WIKE, etc. But a name that has now popped into the mix is EMEKA EHIDIOHA, which they are saying is the one favored by ATIKU Abubakar. So what are you then making of the former Imo State governor coming into play? EMEKA EHIDIOHA for VP. Is that clever? Is that strategic?
I think EMEKA EHIDIOHA is a popular politician from the East. I think he's well loved by his people, and he has represented the East at the National Assembly, and he rose to the position of Deputy Speaker. So he politically is a national politician, and by all merit, I think he will be good for that position. However, I will like ATIKU, to choose an Easterner that is not a politician, an Easterner of impeccable.
But what would that person? What would that person bring to the campaign?
Well, the last time he chose Obi, and Obi, though was a politician, was former governor, but he is as well a technocrat because he has served in the banking sector and his enormous knowledge in how economy runs and how economy works is one of the best, if not the best, one of the best. So that advantage that he brought to the ticket, if they had won that 2019, he would have helped the president in packaging, will help ATIKU rather in packaging a good economic policy that will be of a good economic policy that would be good for the country. Particularly will have put the nation in the center stage of economy of the world economy. So I hope, I wish it could look for somebody like that as well, somebody with a track record to show that, yes, I am a politician as a president, but I want to have technocrats, to work with me and, rescue Nigerian economy out of the problem that we are really facing, because the position of president, vice president is a strategic position when it comes to the economy of the country, because it's going to head the Economic Council Committee of the country. So if we have a vice president that have that vast knowledge of how economy works and how economy should be run, it could help the president in packaging a very good economic policy for the country. So that is what I will expect him to do. But if for political reason, as we have it today, that the support from the East really matter, he might want to go for a politician, that a popular politician like EHIDIOHA, that could galvanize support and mobilize people out from that region, to give him that vote that could propel him to winning the election. So EHIDIOHA is a strong politician, and I think people from the East love him. It could be of advantage to his ticket, but let's wait and see who is going to settle down with at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you, Ajalekoko. Ajalekoko, let me put the same question to Engineer Joseph. But before I go to Engineer Joseph, it's still this invitation for people to click on the like button. We are trying to hit 100 likes, and we are hovering at 330 plus viewership, more or less. So if you have no reasons not to click on the like button, click on it so I can stop asking. So if you don't have a reason not to click on it, then just click on it, because by clicking on it, it aids the platform. So if you don't have any real objection to doing it, then do it. So as you set about the clicking, let's invite Engineer Joseph into the conversation. And Engineer Joseph, we are at the space of ATIKU picking is our vice president. So a lot of names in play. We have Emmanuel Odom, or is it Otom, from I don't know his state. So we have, is it Odom? What's Emmanuel?
Udom,
I have to,
Udom.
Yeah, so we have yes, we have Emmanuel Udom from Akwa Ibom. We have Yemsen Wike, of course, from River State. We have Okowa, but now the name in the mix now, EMEKA EHIDIOHA, the former Imo State governor. So all of these names in the mix then. So EMEKA EHIDIOHA, a new paradigm. Do you see the reasons why they would have him in the mix? And who amongst the bunch so far would you say is the best pick, Engineer Joseph?
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. EMEKA EHIDIOHA is definitely someone that has all it takes to be the running mate of ATIKU. But the truth about the matter is that, before the primaries, the governor of Delta State, Okowa, was the major person that ATIKU was looking at. But after these primaries, ATIKU deciding the person that will run with him, it's going to be a decision that will be made by not just ATIKU, but by persons, influential persons from other groups in PDP, especially particularly WIKE. Right now there's PDP. They know that it's very important to have WIKE support for the general election. And if you go by the role, people like Okowa, people like Obasike, even Udo Emmanuel played in the primaries, WIKE wouldn't want to support any of these three persons I just mentioned. So that's why it's very likely that the running mate of ATIKU is very likely that it will come from the southeast. It could be EMEKA EHIDIOHA. It could even be Pius Aim. It could be any other person. They have a number of competent, capable politicians, PDP politicians.
Engineer Joseph. Joseph. In terms of cachet, in terms of political cachet and relevance and popularity, who would you say? Because now we don't have Peter Obi. Peter Obi would have just been no contest, just take it, but he's no longer in play. But who amongst the people in play has the reach and the love and the expansiveness within the South? Because he has to be a Southeasterner.
If Peter Obi was in PDP.
Go on.
Yes, even if Peter Obi didn't decamp, if Peter Obi remained in PDP, I believe that it wouldn't have been, a lot of people believe that it would just be an easy pick for him to run as a vice president of ATIKU. It's going to be a very difficult pick. The truth about the matter is this: people, especially people like WIKE and a lot of PDP persons from the South that have been in PDP right from 1998, they are not comfortable with Peter Obi. A lot of them see Peter Obi as someone that was in ABGA. He just came over to PDP. Even when ATIKU picked him as his running mate in 2019 election, there were a lot of division. Even people like Ekweremadu and even some of their governors and even WIKE didn't really like the idea, but he just had to allow it. If Peter Obi had remained in PDP, yeah.
Sorry, engineer. But what about the mass that Obi has galvanized? Because it's almost like a rock star now amongst the youths. So the party cannot. Yeah. Go on.
The truth is that a lot of Nigerian politicians, especially those in APC and PDP, the traditional, these two major parties, the things that you and I might put ahead, a lot of them don't see things that way. They put their personal interests ahead of any other consideration. If they were putting things that should be put ahead, where we are right now, even in PDP and APC, we won't be there. There are some things that are very clear to any right-thinking person, but politicians don't see that way. They always put their own personal selfish interests ahead of other things. That's one problem with a lot of politicians. So at the end of the day, Southeast very likely to produce a running mate to ATIKU, but EMEKA EHIDIOHA is there. Even Pius Ayim is someone, if you've listened to Pius Ayim about what he thinks about Nigeria, his plans about Nigeria, you would know that even among all the presidential candidates, if you want to pick the first three that might really do well as Nigerian president, it should be
engineer, does he have the reach in terms of being able to bring votes to the campaign? Who knows Pius Ayim in Nigeria? Nobody knows him.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely he does. As a former Senate president that had senators from all over the country and former secretary to the federal government, he has all it takes. He has all it takes. And what is even more important in politics is for everybody to agree. When you have a majority of people agreeing that yes, we are in support of this, that's what is more important than the individual persons. No matter how competent, and if majority of the politicians don't endorse him, he still has a lot of challenges ahead of him.
All right, thank you, engineer. Let me sample Ayo's opinion on that space as well. So Ayo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Brilliant. So hopefully you're before I go to Ayo, we're still pushing for that 100 likes. We're about 20 likes from it. We're well into 400, going to 500 viewership. Thank you, one and all. We do this every day. If you want to come and join us on the screen, the hyperlink is there. Just click on it. But we'll try to hit 100 likes with every stream every day. So get us to that 100 fairly quickly so I can just not have to mention it anymore and focus on the conversation. So set about doing that as we hear from Ayo. Ayo, so to the conversation, then we're conjuring with the name most likely to favor the ATIKU vice presidential slot. So a lot of the names they are conjuring with are Southeastern names. So one, do you think that the ATIKU VP position should go to the Southeast? He has tried the Southeast twice now. Ben Obi once, and then Peter Obi again this second time, the next time, and the last time. and he has gotten no joy of that. So should he even leave the Southeast to go to another region within the South to search for his vice presidential candidate one? And if he's staying within the Southeast, whose name should he favor? So the names in play: Okowa, Udom, WIKE, and now EMEKA EHIDIOHA. So all of that, Ayo.
All right, thank you, woman, and thank you for the good job you're doing. Yes, I'm joining live here for the first time from the US. Right, I think for ATIKU, the best bet will be someone from the Southeast, but considering the fact that the OINC has said that no one from Southeast, I don't know if they should take anything less than the president. So that might be a challenge for them there. So I
no, they will they've abandoned that already now. That was just majority now. That was pepe politics now. That was just agidi, you know. What else can they take? They have to take the vice president now. So yeah.
Okay, well, if they're not going to go in that line, that they will still accept that. And I think right now, to me personally, I think the best person probably should be like Udom Emmanuel. It doesn't mean maybe he had 20 votes, but at least he was in the ring. He was bold enough to do that. So that will also help him as a stronghold of the PDP to gather those votes from the Southeast. But if he's not considering that, another option will be Okowa from Delta. So that will help him there because Southeast has always been a PDP stronghold. Either he picks somebody as his running mate from the Southeast or not, they will still cast their vote for him because he still has those sitting governors there in the Southeast. Even as one of them is coming out on part of Labour Party, but for the fact that they still have those sitting governors of PDP in the Southeast, that will help their vote there. And then probably if he chooses Okowa from the South, that helps there too. And I think we have some strongholds too in the Southwest, those that work for him. So with that will help him a lot.
So you're not buying at all into the EMEKA EHIDIOHA narrative. I rather like EMEKA EHIDIOHA. I've always liked him, but you don't seem to buy. What do you think he would bring to the political to the ATIKU political campaign if he chose EMEKA EHIDIOHA?
Well, if he chooses EMEKA EHIDIOHA, being a past governor from that same region also, he might have something to bring back there, depending on the past antecedents from why he was the governor from the region. So, everything has to do with how to galvanize your people. It's not really about, I've done this in the past. Even when he chose Obi, who we think is prudent, even those times, it doesn't really help, though he got some votes. So it's about who you gather after being elected. The brains, you might decide to bring brains from everywhere. Even it doesn't matter. The most important thing right now is to get somebody who gives you that vote to be there. Once you have the vote and you got elected by the people, you can bring best brains from anywhere. If you decide, there are some best friends that will help him run the government well, you can decide to go anywhere in the world where there are Nigerians, as long as, just like what Obasanjo did, they bring in the likes of Okoji Iweala and the rest like that. So, and if you want to run a true government, as you have said, to unite everybody, you can even bring a best brain from even the APC. It doesn't matter, as long as this is somebody who can help you. So right now, what it will be clamoring for is to get somebody who gets that vote for the PDP to win the election. After winning, you can now sit down and say, this is where we need those best hands to build the economy. It is not necessarily it should be the vice president who will work the economic team. Yeah, it should be somebody who has the knowledge and could be from anywhere. As long as that person is in Nigeria, can improve the economy, can bring something to the table to say, yes, this is how to do it. We can get more jobs. That is it. So, but right now, the most important thing is to win the election. Whoever can galvanize that vote, that talk to these people, that is the most important thing right now for the PDP.
All right, thank you, Ayo. And good to have you on board. So thank you, Ayo. Before I go on to Victor, so thank you for the people clicking on the like button, but we've not quite reached our target yet. We're fluctuating between 400 and 450 concurrent viewership. So there's sufficient enough people for us to hit our 100 mark. I think we're about 10 likes away from the 100. So 10 people or more, just click on the like button so we don't have to mention it again. If you have no objection to clicking on like, then just do that, because that helps us quickly meet our target. So as you set about that, let me put the same question. So sorry, Ajale Koko, did you want to come in?
Yes, I was just trying to call for more likes. I think for this morning, if you can get a minimum of 150, that will be okay. So I'm just urging you guys listening to us around the world. It costs you nothing. Let us just do it. What we are doing here, we are fighting a battle together for the survival of our country, and we have to let what we are saying here go far to every nook and cranny of the world. So when you click on the like button, we can reach that. We can achieve that objective. Please do it. Pay to you all. Thank you.
All right, brilliant. So thank you, Ajale Koko. So click on like, as Ajale Koko said, and as I'm doing that, listen to the words of then Victor. So Victor, we're conjuring with who should be the running mate for ATIKU Abubakar, and all of the names that we're looking for are in the eastern parts at the moment. So one, should it still be the east, which seems to be the preferred go-to for ATIKU? And if it is the east, they have now brought names like EMEKA, EHIDIOHA into play. So we have EMEKA, EHIDIOHA, we have Emmanuel Odom, and the usual complements, Okowa, WIKE, etc. So who amongst those who amongst that motley crew will be your preference, Victor?
Okay, I have to thank you for bringing me on here. Okay, let me make my my comment. I think it would be, based on like deciding which zone you pick your VP from is not an easy task, as people that are not politicians say, right? So you have to bring in somebody that would bring something to the table, and also somebody that would make it look like unite the party, in the sense that it looks like there is fairness and equity. Because ATIKU is from the north, so there is no option for him than to bring somebody from the south. And when you come to the south, you look at the party, like the people that have been in the party, doing stuff for the party over the years, right? So, because if ATIKU, why I'm saying this is, if ATIKU doesn't pick anybody from the southeast, it would look as if what people have been saying is true. You know, that the southeast have been looking
sorry, Victor, if he picks somebody from the southeast, should the southwest feel aggrieved?
The southwest is understandable in the sense that somebody from the southwest has served as the president of that same party, 1999. So somebody from the south has also served as the president. So it looks like let me carry the southeast along, because these things are not, because some of these men, they go inside, they discuss these things, and they try to come up with rational decisions, you know. So the main task for ATIKU is to unite the party, because once he unites the party, everybody in the party from different zones, picking the VP won't be much problem, will be a lesser task. The main thing is to unite people like WIKE, people like Odom Emmanuel, people like Okowa, people like Anyempire Sanyin, and all those, even people from the Middle Belt, because them too did not have a shot at this. So once he can unite them, so it makes more sense for them to understand why he might want to pick somebody from the southeast. Okay, and if you come to the southeast, like that EMEKA EHIDIOHA, he has been in the party for so long, since 1999, right? And he has been contesting for governorship of Imo State, and it hasn't been really smooth for him. So I believe among them there, most of those guys that entered that party in 1999, I think he is the one that has not actually, apart from serving as House of Rep, he has been trying, because he's actually a grassroots politician. He's a party person. You understand? But it seems he has been the one that has not actually, I don't think, gotten anything apart from House of Rep. And that was a long time ago. And since then, he has been consistent in the whole party stuff. Like when you come to Imo State, for instance, I think he's the main person in that party. You know, he's the main person in that party, and he hasn't gotten anything from there. I think maybe they might want a way to compensate him.
But what will it bring to the campaign? What will it bring to the campaign in terms of popularity and presence? You know, because the vice presidential slot is not just a position that you just pick somebody just to fulfill an obligation. That person has to bring both votes and money. They have to bring both votes and money. And that was one of the criticisms of Peter Obi in 2019, that the ATIKU camp was complaining that it did not bring either. So who will bring both votes and, more importantly, both money and, more importantly, votes amongst those people in play?
Yeah. When you talk about money, I don't think EMEKA would be able to bring money to the table. But maybe when you talk about votes, for instance, the guy has grassroots politics. Like he has people, especially in Imo State, where I come from, the guy is very popular in that party, among the party, as you call it, the party structure. You know, he has serious influence there. So I think even, and with Peter being in Labour Party, I think the guy might be like, you know, might throw in some surprises. Like people might actually be confused. Do we go with Peter B in Labour Party, which we are not even sure if he's going to win? Or maybe ATIKU that is closer to winning, like the way things are right now, because we have to say things the way it is. You know, ATIKU is closer to winning. So he might bring in this kind of, you know, people trying to wrap their head around and which is the best decision for us to go to. But I'm sure places like Imo State, he's going to have a serious influence in Imo State. But and I know he has a good rapport with WIKE, because I think WIKE has been the one carrying him along, sponsoring the party in that area. You know, I think he's also loyal to WIKE, but I'm still surprised that from the rumors we hear that the party delegates from Imo State actually gave their vote to ATIKU or Tanduwa, not even WIKE. So
all right. I mean, I would have thought WIKE would be the obvious choice, but he doesn't bring the votes. Is the thing, because the votes of the South is somewhat minuscule, but the votes in the Southeast is substantial. You know, so he has to bring votes now, and he cannot bring votes. WIKE, this is really where it is.
The thing about WIKE is about the South is. These two regions, the South and Southeast, can easily influence themselves in direction that they would go. You know, it's easy for anybody in those regions to influence each other. Okay, but ATIKU, I don't think it's going to be wise for ATIKU to pick somebody like WIKE, because WIKE ran against him. It's going to be like, WIKE, your vice that actually ran against you.
But WIKE's effort has to be compensated for now. It was a close run thing now. It did defeat him hands down. So that popularity and that effort has to be compensated for in some form.
For sure, maybe he might actually, WIKE would be one of the major stakeholders in deciding who is going to be the vice. You know, he's going to be one of the, actually in the South, WIKE would be one of the major stakeholders in deciding that. But I don't see him picking WIKE as vice to look like somebody that's actually eyeing the same position. Your position is your vice, you know. And you know, Nigerians are not comfortable with those kind of things. This is not or in the Western world here, you know. So that is the kind of politics they play in Nigeria. So I expect him to pick somebody from. He would likely pick somebody from the southeast, but I think WIKE would have a strong influence on who is going to pick, whether it's from the southeast or from the south, because WIKE actually got 230, and that is, and he actually needs WIKE to actually unite the party and make sure that his base is still intact. You know, but I don't see him picking WIKE at the time.
All right, brilliant. Good to hear from you, Victor. Stay with us. Let's go to, pardon me, let's go to Garuba, who joins us. And as we're going to Garuba, you all heard Ajale Koko reset the likes to 150. So all the Ajale Koko teaming fans, please take us to 150 likes as quickly as you can. So let's go to Garuba then. So Garuba, you've been following the conversation, so let's take your opinions. Let's take your opinion. So there's no such thing as opinions. I even recall when I hear people use language like that. So let's take your opinion, Garuba. So we're conjuring who would Garuba is gone. So let's go then to Rational Mind. So Rational Mind, to the conversation, we're conjuring with who should be ATIKU's pick. So we are narrowing to names in the East, and EMEKA, EHIDIOHA now in play. Your thoughts, Rational Mind?
Yeah, good morning, one man. Good morning, everybody. I think you might know my stand on this whole ATIKU thing. For me, I would not want to say much on ATIKU because ATIKU is not the kind of person I want. But like I said in one of your sessions, one of the sessions we had, when you asked the same question, even before we knew what was going to happen, perhaps. So I think his best bet would be from the southeast, because when he had the 11 million that we said, I mean, they claim he had at the last election, and I know a chunk of it, if not half of the numbers of the 11 million is from southeast. Does Udom Emmanuel, does he have that political weight? I don't think so. Maybe among his own people. Even Udom Emmanuel is no longer even popular in Akwa Ibom. So I don't think that would matter. I don't think he can pull any strength in the southeast. He has no influence in the southeast. His influence in south is just limited to his state, perhaps, which is even debatable too. Do I think this guy in Delta State can pull anything? I don't think so. Okowa does not. In fact, PDP in Delta State is divided at the moment because of imposition, like what we see played out in their primaries. This guy from Edo State, do I think he can do anything? What's his name? Obaseki. Obaseki, I don't think he can do anything because it's just, the guy is just fortunate to be governor there. That's why I say, maybe because people just like him. But party-wise, the structure of PDP in that state is not even, he doesn't have absolute control of it. So he needs somebody who is very strong, that will bring the Southeasterners on board. But like I said, you know my stand on ATIKU. He's not my candidate. None of the Northerners should at this time be talking about wanting to contest. But we know what is going on. For that reason, I'm really, really vexed. I just don't want to talk about ATIKU for me. So, but then, like I said, it's best bet to be Southeasterner. So, but I don't even know if any Southeasterner besides Obi will be able to pull any string for him right now, because considering this is the disaffection among the Southeasterners concerning what has happened, how the Northerners has colluded within the PDP to set aside that their constitution just to make way for their own man from the north. So that's, I think in itself, they view it as some kind of treachery of a kind. So for them, I think a lot of them are resolute. I mean, anybody from Southeast that is talking about ATIKU, well, I don't know. It's their opinion. But from what I've heard from real people, I'm not saying real people, I'm saying people who are really vexed. I'm sure what Ohaneze said, I'm sure they're going to do it. But let's see how that plays out. Maybe they might be able to convince them to come on board on ATIKU train, bandwagon, to see if they can, but I doubt it.
All right. So let me take you to where your sentiments lie then. Let me take you to where your sentiments lay. Obasanjo mobilizes South against ATIKU, wants power shift. So Obasanjo somewhat vexed by the way that the PDP space played out, with ATIKU emerging the flag bearer, contrary to what is understood to be the gentleman's agreement between the South and the North. Why the South would essentially think of anybody from the North as a gentleman is a subject for another debate. But that runs contrary to the gentleman's agreement that power will transit between the two stratas, between the two divides, and they've had their complement now. So PDP presenting ATIKU somewhat vexes Obasanjo, who is now mobilizing the South to rally against ATIKU. So one of the people that is using to champion this fight back is Donald Duke, who was especially angered by what played out against WIKE at that primaries, especially the treachery from Tambuwal. So these people now, they've shown their full fangs. So you cannot be mistaken in who these people are anymore, especially what Tambuwal did. So Obasanjo now mobilizing the Southern fight back and essentially rallying towards the Obi narrative. So what are you then making then of the evolving politics of Baba Iyabo, Rational Mind?
One man, you said at the beginning of your trying to ask this question, sentiment. Well, it's not sentiment. We're talking about, we don't know, no sense is common. Sense is not common anymore. Everybody just seems to have their own definition of what is common sense or whatever. Well, I mean, this is not sentiment per se. It is what is supposed to be what they call what they throw over there in Nigeria, equity and fairness. This is it. I mean, we've seen what has played out under this man that's there. So anyway, let me just go quickly to your question. Well, you see, Obasanjo, I mean, that's a good thing if Obasanjo is coming out and rallying people. Yeah, that's what they should be doing. The leaders from the South, when I mean South, I mean South, Southwest, Southeast. Like, was it some days ago, or was it yesterday, you talked about Tinubu reaching out to the Southeasterners. I hope our brothers from the Southeast would see this as something that they could really work on, perhaps. I don't know what reason. Maybe he's asking them to support him. I don't know, whatever it is. If he never campaigned there during this campaign for primary, for delegates. So I wonder what it is. Maybe as you've seen the handwriting on the wall that they're going to skim him out at the primary. He's not going to be one of the names that Buhari has said is his favorite. So what I'm trying to say here is that it is time for all the Southerners, South, Southeast, and Southwest. If Obasanjo is leading that, championing it, that is good, because he's a former former head of state, former president, and then a statesman. So he should be the one even leading that pack. So if he's, the thing is this, it's really vexing, one man, if you look at it, because what it means in that country is that we are subservient to these people from the North.
If we get a northern president again, then we're a conquered people. We cannot pretend that we're anything else but. So that means throughout 80% of the lifespan of that country, they have had the whip hand over the South.
Yeah.
When all of the resources, we control the resources, but we're subservient to the Malams.
Yeah.
So we're a conquered people. If we get a northern president again, we can do all the grammars and all the permutations and all the what's and what ifs. But if we get a northern president again, we're a conquered people.
Yeah, because if you look at it, we had this. If you look at what is going on playing, and not just the insecurity alone, that these people are not able to do anything about it. The religious violence, the ethnic violence from their own clans and so-called people, Boko Haram, and so many. Look at these people that were kidnapped on the train. Till this very day, a lot of videos are being released. What are these people in a saner society? And you have control over the means of violence. You can't go and bring out those people and rescue them, even though maybe some people who are in the process of rescuing them, some people will be dead. But at least assert that power, that right, that power that, yes, you have the means to violence, and anybody in the states should be obedient to the law, the rule of law of that country. But you just treat this whole thing with a kid glove. You just allow these people, and then these people have been there for several months now, if not more than 2 or 3 months now. With this, they're not doing anything. You heard about how they killed that girl in Sokoto. Nothing has been done. Even the charges they brought against those people, and no charges that even has to do with borders.
You know what the charge is against that girl in Sokoto. Do you know what the charge they call
you can repeat that, one man.
Public disturbance.
Just imagine.
That's the public disturbance.
What are we talking about? These people, they were on the video claiming he had the matches on his hand, or matchbox, saying that they did this. So is that not enough for them to even send that guy to the gallows?
First degree murder to public disturbance.
I tell you that we from the south, and those people from the other people.
Do you know who his lawyers are? The guy.
Is it 75? Is it 75 lawyers? I mean,
75 Muslim lawyers.
So just imagine. So what are we talking about?
So that means it works free.
Yeah. So
to go and fight a case in Sokoto.
And look at this one that is by ATIKU. Even that one alone, for me, it has disqualified him. Only because they just holler him that, look, you're going to lose 1 million votes from us if you. I mean, do what is right. What is right is you talk as a statesman. Somebody wants to be president, not the one that we have there right now that doesn't say anything. He will always give him marching order, but his body language says otherwise. I mean,
that tweet that ATIKU deleted, Rational Mind, is the final note that anybody needs to make a decision on who ATIKU is. So if the Northerners threatened, ATIKU put out a tweet after that girl was stoned to lose her life in Sokoto off the basis of a religious incident. So ATIKU sent out a tweet to criticize that space. The Northerners, they told him to take that tweet down, otherwise he would not get his vote. He took the tweet down and he apologized to them that it was his minions that put the tweet out without his authorization. So if he did that, how is he then able to come to the presidential seat and fight? Sorry, mute yourself for a moment, Engineer Joseph. You can come in just after I finish saying this. So how is he then able to fight the insurgencies, the banditry? If the numbers, remember when Buhari said that a fight against Boko Haram is a fight against the North. So if they go at him with that, he would not fight insurgency because ATIKU is just there for the gas deals and the oil deals and the money deals. He's just there for the money. So that already tells you, him deleting that tweet, it already tells you the sort of presidency that you will have under him. So it's just continuation of all that it is.
Exactly.
Let Engineer interject you, and then you come back. So Engineer, you wanted to say?
Yes, it's clear. I would like to repeat it. I've said this before here, that I'm not endorsing, I'm not supporting ATIKU's candidacy. ATIKU portraying himself as a unifier is just falsehood, because he had the opportunity to show that he's really a unifier by endorsing Southeastern presidency in 2023. For him, because of his selfish or personal interest, going out to get a ticket, that one has shown clearly that he's not a unifier. There's nothing he can say or do that is beyond that. If you want peace, you want unity in this country, I'm from the north, I'm from the north central. But anybody in Nigeria should know that there is a time for a southern president, and in the south, from the three geopolitical zones, is also the time for the southeast. At least that will help reduce the tension, the political tension, and then the focus should have been getting a competent person from the southeast. You understand? So for him, going all out, that one is not just a northern agenda, it's the agenda of few greedy, influential northern politicians like ATIKU, like Bala Muhammad, Saraki, Tambuwa. So it has nothing to do with the north as a whole. If you look at WIKE's vote in the primaries, there were a number of persons, even from Kano State, that voted for WIKE. And then when people will try to paint it as if the North as a whole worked against the South, that's not it. They look at the Southeast alone. They had 95 delegates. Just 15 of them voted for Payim, and then 80 delegates voted, maybe some for ATIKU, some for Saraki, maybe, and then some maybe for WIKE. So 80, that's majority of them didn't vote for any of the candidates from the Southeast. And then when you talk about the South, look at people like Tinubu, for instance, Osinbajo and all that. They should know very well that this 2023 is for the Southeast. So someone like Tinubu, with all his influence, I know what he has done
why
in
is 2023 for the Southeast? I thought it was for the South. Why the Southeast?
It's for the Southeast because it's coming to the South. The Southwest, Obasanjo had it for 8 years. Osinbajo will be having 8 years as a vice president. Good luck. South had it 5 years and few months. So it's only the Southeast from the South that hasn't produced it. So if the Southwest and the South are not ready to go by equity.
What about the experience? What about experience? Is there experience in the Southeast at that presidential level? If it's
yes,
there
are more than 1,000 very competent, experienced people from the Southeast that can do an excellent job.
At presidential level?
Yes, at the presidential level.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes, more than 1,000. They are there, some in Nigeria. Some of them are not resident in Nigeria as we speak. The truth about the matter is this, someone like Tinubu has done very well in APC. He's like the biggest masquerade in APC, both from the South and the North. But if I were in his shoes,
so why not give it to the biggest then? Why not give it to the biggest?
Injustice. What I'm trying to say is that if I were in his shoes, I will remain as a kingmaker. I will look for someone from the Southeast that will be loyal to me and that is competent and push for that position. But the way it's going right now, if you think you want to like cajole the North or blackmail the North.
Joseph, let me target 1 minute. You said it earlier. You said it earlier.
Let me land on that.
No, I just want you to continue. You said it earlier that politicians are very selfish. You remember you said that they only pursue their own. So this issue of asking Tinubu to look for somebody, it should not even come in. ATIKU, you are blaming. You should not even blame. So they are all. This is who they are across the country. They only pursue their own interests, and so their own interests matter to them than interest of any other person. So.
Yes, that's true. But look at where it has gotten them to right now. As we speak, the likelihood of Tinubu clinching the ticket is very, very slim. Like if you look up the heading you gave, if you say it's between Osinbajo and Ahmad Lawan, Osinbajo has more national appeal than Ahmad Lawan. But if you ask me now, I will even prefer APC to go ahead and give it to Ahmad Lawan. Ahmad Lawan. Because if they do that, that means that increases the chances of Obi becoming our next president very, very high. But if they should give it to Osinbajo, it's going to be more work.
Are you serious for Ahmad Lawan? That will energize ATIKU base, that will give a free ticket to ATIKU. The whole South, I mean, majority of the vote from the South will go for ATIKU now. What are you talking?
But an Ahmad Lawan ticket will essentially be a Buhari ticket. So it will really be Buhari versus ATIKU in the North.
It will not get votes from the Southwest. And the Southeast, if ATIKU pick somebody from the East, Southeast will vote for ATIKU. And the South side will vote for ATIKU.
No, but what our Peter Obi is what our engineer is saying. Peter Obi, it brings Peter Obi into play. Yeah.
Yes, Peter Obi, he will look for a popular candidate from the Northwest. Peter Obi will get a very popular candidate for the Northwest. And then mobilizing the support of the youths, Nigerians scattered everywhere and all that. The elections, in a few months' time, this thing will become very clear to a lot of us.
Don't rely on your youth. Your youth doesn't vote. There is no record that shows that youth has make impact in the voting pattern in that country. So expecting you to do wonder this time is not going to happen.
You will see it.
It's just noise making on the internet. Forget about the youth. They are not ready to do anything for the country.
No, it has gone beyond noise making. You will see the difference this time around. It's not going to be business as usual.
We've been hearing that for so long. You will see the difference this time around. Next time. the Nigerian youth space is not, you cannot vest your political future
No, they are not
on
reliable. They are
the
not
Nigerian
reliable.
youth. They are
They are
not,
not really,
you
they are
know.
not reliable voters. No,
Look at
forget.
NSAS. What have they made of it? They've not turned it into anything. When they opened up that space and then they closed it immediately. You know, so it's somewhat of a disappointment. But
one man, are you guys aware that INEC said there are still more PVCs that are still with them that are yet to be collected?
Right. What are you reading into that? Hold on.
I mean, people, the apathy, I mean, the indifference by people towards this election. I mean, we can say people who collected more than I don't know what the actual thing is. Would they actually vote on that day? Now, let me give you an example.
But there's a sorry, rational mind. INEC also told us that there's a strong uptake amongst the PVC, amongst the youth in terms of PVCs. I think it's about 4.5 million youths. They had 6-point-something million people register for their PVC, and amongst that, 4.5 million. So the youth, they've been activated somewhat to what Engineer Joseph was saying.
But then the question is, they can. It's one thing to register, it's another thing to have the actual PVC with you. So that's what I'm trying to say. But that is what the last news that I heard about. I mean, the last information I heard about that I had concerning that was that they are yet to come get their actual PVC. PVC are still with the INEC.
Well,
so,
the important thing is that they've registered. They can pick it up at their leisure, so long as there's.
Can they vote without it? Can they vote without the PVC on the day of election?
Yeah, the election is in February. That's a good 9-10 months away.
But then, can they vote if they do not collect that PVC? Can they vote on the day of election without the PVC?
You know that it was online mobilization that led to that uptake. So that online mobilization will also push them towards collecting that PVC. So that the registered is really, so you have to be, so they're in already. So the collection, I know.
But the thing with the information I had a few days ago was that INEC said they had printed their PVC that are yet to be collected. So, well, like you said, maybe before February, let's just hope that they go collect it. So my point is this. You see, the strategy that, I just hope this guy does not repeat the same strategy come the one he did in 2019. You know, when we're talking about people who were saying from diaspora, I mean, I know some people from diaspora here who went to Nigeria to vote. They already scheduled their time of voting to that very week until suddenly they do their magic and they shifted the whole thing. And then some people had to come back because they could not vote. And some of the students too who had to come back home and they had to go back because they could not wait another one more week because of maybe their exam or whatever thing they do in school. So I just hope people does not repeat that same shenanigans again, just to discourage people from coming out to vote. Anybody who remember what happened in 2019 concerning the way they shifted dates that led to many people just...
You're right. They did that, and that really hurt Showere's vote.
I mean, even the voters' apathy, because a lot of people feel that this is because even the violence that was even said, because that was the reason that the federal government said was the reason why they shifted it, that they got intel that so people have planned to foment violence, and for that reason they don't want people to be killed on the door of voting or whatever. That they have to put security in place. They want to. So that was what led many people to be developing that cold feet, because some people just don't want to be killed on the day of election that they are at the poll. And so, you know, those propaganda, I just hope they don't repeat it again. You know, these people we are playing against, we're playing this chess against from the north, the elite group from I'm not saying the whole north, but my problem with the beef when I say the north sometimes is some of the middle beltons, some of the who are not non-Hausa per se, they also aid these elites in bringing about this backwardness that we see in that country. Because, I mean, these elites, they only have one vote. But if you people, the middle Tibetans who are also crying, who are also victim of this violence, onslaught by the Fulani herdsmen and the Boko Haram, if you people can really vote, support a southerner who has your best interest in heart, I think that will go a long way in liberating you people, perhaps, from this shackles of this elites from your side, from the north there, who are bent in just controlling you people and using you people as a puppet to always perpetuate themselves in the politics. So one man, I mean, just to go back to the question you were asking earlier, it's a good thing that Obasanjo has come into the picture, but I just hope it's with good motive. Somebody was saying in the comment section that, oh, WIKE, I mean, Obasanjo is afraid of giving back the same treatment that he gave to ATIKU. I mean, what treatment did he give to ATIKU? We know there are stupid politics they play, but
what treatment is anybody? Obasanjo is in his 80s. What can anybody do to him again? I think the time of fear of anything is
I just
gone.
don't know what the person was talking about. So I was like, I mean, this is not. Let us not impute some kind of wrong motive on why the man is doing it, because it is. I mean, look at what Obasanjo did when he was there. I mean, he could have allowed Peter Odili to succeed him after 19. I mean, when he left there in 2003, what was that he left there? Could have that was even what led to Peter Odili, the likes of Peter Odili, this guy from Cross River then, Duke, all of them, they hated Obasanjo for the fact that he did not allow them to just run that primaries, that he chose this guy from Katsina, Umar Yar'Adua, that died. So, but then Obasanjo had to go and take somebody from the north. He knew that federal character, that it has to be balanced. I finished my 8 years, now let it go back to the north. But why are these northerners not doing the same thing? Obasanjo knows he's a patriot in that sense. He's a true Nigerian patriot, even though we know he has his own shenanigans. But what I'm trying to say is that these northern elites, when they have power, they do not want to. We in the South will play naive politics. The likes of Obasanjo did the same thing. I'm not saying it's a naive, but we want to play politics in a nice way. But whenever these people from the north, they get power, they just want to scatter the whole thing.
I wouldn't say we play naive politics. We play politics the way it should be played.
Exactly, I know.
They play politics of incumbency and brute force. So it's either we go to the incumbency brute force politics, or we bring them into mainstream politics. There was it was Pius Ayim that was saying he was surprised that the politics was still primordial in the north when he saw what Tambuwal did. So we must continue to highlight that, this politics of tribe and ethnicity, it serves no purpose other than to hold the country back. So if you hold on to the power outside of competency, then really everybody suffers. You suffer. Maybe a bunch of you will grab a lot of money, but nothing happens outside of that. We saw with Buhari, 8 complete years wasted just because of tribe. In fact, not even wasted. The country retrogressed under this guy, all under the cusp of. So we must bring these people into the mainstream rather than go join them in this murky politics that they play.
So for me, just in conclusion, for me, I think Obasanjo coming in this. I think Obasanjo and those people from the southeast and southwest, they need to they all need to sit down and unite and form a united front against the onslaught from the north. Because I tell you, one man, I'm saying this on your platform, the power does not shift to the south. I tell you, let us forget Nigeria. And
we won't forget Nigeria, because the South have no fight in them.
Hold on, when I say forget Nigeria, and which is going to ignite that rebellion, no doubt. If the onslaught we're seeing from the north, the religious onslaught from the Boko Haram, and the Earth's economic hardship that these people are already causing their own region, are bringing down the south, the Earthsmen killing people, kidnapping people for ransom, and people don't want to go to their farm anymore because they don't want to be kidnapped, they don't have the money to pay. I mean, all this will be factors that will come to play in bringing about that rebellion, perhaps. But then the point is this: if they cannot fight, they cannot take a united front from the north against these people, their own clansmen, and use a rational way of solving this matter. We talk about this Earth's what certain governors were doing. These Earthsmen, I mean, I can't even really think right now. This policy, anti-grazing law, and do it in a way that developed countries do it. Ranches, put people in ranches and made them understand that this is 21st century, for goodness sake. This is 21st century. Enough of this your traditional way, because this is how Sena people live in a Sena society. You need a ranch. You have to be taxed. You need to know what is coming in. I mean, all these are the things that have to come in play. But if they still want to continue with this, their primordial, this their old style of things, we'll continue rolling on the same matter. but they don't want it. And we talk about constitutional review. Okay, let's just say the constitution. No, they don't want it. Let's
all right. That's a broader topic, but
I know. What I'm trying to just say is, you see, these people do not want. They just want the status quo. How long are we going to continue with this status quo? What is this guy going to change, ATIKU? If he doesn't address the main part, even right now, he's not even talking about security as such. Ordinarily, what we just talk about, he could not even take a stand against this. Is this the kind of person we're going to expect to fight Boko Haram or his own clansmen? So, one man, I think what Obasanjo is doing is just the right thing. Let him just come and gather other people along with him and let them just form the United Front. That's all I have to say.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
Rational mind. Rational mind. You don't want to blame. You don't want to blame our people as well for not even voting for one of their own at the primary. If we are the cause of this problem, instead of banging ATIKU that we don't want to vote for ATIKU, we cannot be the. We are the one that nominated ATIKU as the flag bearer. So what is the hue and cry we are crying for? We are the one. It's the Southerner that nominated ATIKU.
I agree with you.
So let us look. Let us blame ourselves for our failure.
Blaming ourselves. That does not solve anything now. Does it solve anything?
What is it going to solve? We should blame ourselves first. Blame our leaders for their failure instead of blaming the North or ATIKU.
Hold on.
All the northern leaders, all the southern majority of the southern leaders in the party went the way of ATIKU. So what are we talking? What are we talking about?
Now, what we're talking about is this: enough of this blame game. We understand. The northern people have a way of this. We're always talking about this divide and rule. They have a way of dividing the South.
Well, don't say they didn't divide the South. It is what the Southerner want that prevails. That's the person that the Southerner. Yes. So all this laying claim to how do I say it? Blame game all the time. It's not. It doesn't work. Let us look inward.
You're always bringing this topic up. You always bring this topic up. We know.
Oh yeah, that's the truth now.
We have traitors.
Before you chip in, engineer, let me share this screen with you just to add some data to this conversation that Ajanle Koko is having with Rational Mind. So before you chip in, and thank you, Rational Mind, but I want to go on to engineer, but let me share this screen with you. This is Reno Omokri adding some flesh to what happened at the PDP. So it says, I have seen the state-by-state breakdown of delegates' votes at the just concluded PDP primaries. All 5 southeastern states voted for either a northerner or WIKE. Only one southeast state, Ebonyi, voted for a southeast aspirant, Ayim. So he then goes on to give us what he claims to be a breakdown. ATIKU won in Anambra and Imo. So Hopuzo Zema living up to his Fulani bill fully. So ATIKU won Anambra and Imo. WIKE won Abia and Enugu. Meanwhile, the Southeast has had the highest number of presidential aspirants in the People's Democratic Party with 3 aspirants. They initially had 4, but Peter Obi dropped out. Looking at the results of the votes in the Southeast, I begin to ask myself, who is marginalizing who? So there it is right there. So ATIKU won 2 states apparently in the Southeast, Anambra and Imo. This is Reno Omokri sharing this, what he claims to be inside knowledge. So what are you making of that? Let's go to engineer with that. What are you making of that, engineer?
Yeah, greetings, one man, and greetings, everyone. Well, Rational Mind, something you need to understand here. With what one man just read, and also if you look at it, what during ATIKU's speech, I'll use that as an example for you to understand. Previous video one man posted, you can see an Igbo man by his right hand side with Igbo dressed, and you can see his left hand side a Yoruba man with a Yoruba outfit. So it's not only the issue of, oh, the Northerners, they are playing this and this and that. ATIKU is not the only one man in Nigeria. So things like this, you have to start questioning the Yoruba leaders in that sector. What is going on? Why are you selling your pride to others? So, but if you're saying is the Northerners, they play this and this and that, I will completely disagree with you. So things like this, you have to start from home. Charity begins at home. So when you talk about ATIKU or the Northerners are doing this, are doing that, no. I will absolutely disagree with you. That's all.
Even in the South, where WIKE comes from, did they win all the states in the South? I mean, we should just stop all this blame game, man. Our mentality of no, you are the one playing blame game. This is our mentality of crying foul all the time when things does not go well for us. We should just stop it, man.
All right, hold on, everyone. And Victor, please mute yourself. If I don't call you, keep yourself muted. It's only because it reverbs on the system, and then it's just this bouncing tone. Let's hear from Joel of the, is it Joel of the Nile or wherever you are, Joel from? Let's hear from you. So come in, yeah.
Good morning. My name is Joel from Nashville, Tennessee.
All right.
In the United States. Okay. Now, let's go down to the nitty-gritty of what happened. And I'm happy that we have mostly people from the South in this particular convo that we're having. Now, this is the thing. In 1999, everybody stepped down for the Yorubas because of what happened to Abiola. Fair and square, right? In that election, Obasanjo did not win his votes. The Southeast supported Obasanjo with over 70% of the votes, if not more. Then came Yaradua. He also got a lot of his votes from the Southeast. Then came Goodluck Jonathan. We all know what happened with Goodluck Jonathan in the 2 elections that he had. Now, when I was expecting that when this thing was coming back to the South, when they were saying South, the North, we are making the North look like they are monsters. The North are not monsters. We are our own problem in the South. We have betrayed ourselves so much in the South. We hate ourselves so much in the South. The bickering. Look at what we are talking about, WIKE. WIKE ordinarily ought not to be in that election. He ought not to be in that election. And he is saying that some people in the South betrayed him. But you betrayed your own people. If WIKE said, okay, you know what? We are going to support P2B from the Southeast. P2B was popular. The issue of playing money politics, how can P2B, I mean, if you look at what WIKE brought up for the presidential election, you'll be asking yourself, Rivers State people, they've not paid their pension, they've not paid their salaries. Where are you getting all this money you're donating? 20,000 per delegate. So let's conceptualize this. Let's tell ourselves the truth. In the South, we are not doing well. We betray. If this thing came to the South, you are talking about Anambra. WIKE went to Anambra and insulted their own son. Are you not following
But that was politics, though. Was that not politics? Is the cut and thrust of politics? Is cut and thrust?
My brother. See, if you are going to even Ghana for, go there and speak on issues. When you start being personal, when you start attacking people's act and character, then you start having problems with certain people. So I can see the reason why Anambra went to WIKE. Now, what about Edo? You are having problem with what is his name?
But that's his politics, though. It's a bombastic politician. That's both his strength and his weakness. It's a man. He doesn't hold back. Is that not what we want? A truth teller, somebody that tells you as it is.
No. You can tell the truth and be respectful. That and you can also be forceful, and you can also be respectful.
You know there are two WIKEs, before Brandy and after Brandy. But it's also about in most instances when we hear from him, it's after Brandy.
That is the thing, right? That is the reason why Oju Zokalo is following Ahmad Lawan. Because Oju Zokalo said, if the South are coming out and the Southwest are coming out, then let it go back to the North. Let me go and support someone from the North. So that is what made everybody like this election, like everybody in the South, nobody is talking to each other, no cohesion. Osinbajo is doing his 7 years after Obasanjo. What is the Southwest doing there? Come on now, Moku share and small.
Are you saying the Southwest should not be in play?
Oh, no. They should not be in play. They should be supporters. I supported that guy that said Tinubu should have been a kingmaker because he has seen the picture. I knew right from time. Let me tell you, Buhari will consider Amenchi before Tinubu. Mark my words. Mark my words somewhere. I knew that Tinubu wasn't going nowhere. Tinubu, look, let me tell you, I stayed in Lagos when I was in Nigeria. Let me tell you, under Tinubu, right, we did not get the best. But again, if you were in Lagos there, you will know that he was having a problem with Obasanjo. So Obasanjo did not release a lot of cash. Did not release cash to him. Tinubu mobilized. That was then they started the local taxing, everything. The state was running. Tinubu was engaged in development. I mean, at least he did some development because I still think that Lagos State is still a glorified village. But I mean, it's still
really?
It's a glorified village. Oh yes,
it's better than Nashville. Lagos is better than Nashville. What are you talking about?
What? My
Lagos State is better than Nashville.
My brother, I can open water now. No. I think open water now. Water go pour. I think go back now. Pour shower.
You do that for Lagos too now. You have to dig borehole. You dig borehole.
From there. So, but you understand where I'm coming from. Yeah. So that's the thing. Let us. I don't want to take so much of the time. Let other people put their mouth. But I am in the background. Thank you very much.
All right. Good to hear from you, Joel of Nashville. Join us just as often as you can because you have a strong voice and we like the way you express it. Engineer, interject, then I'll go to Baba Akure so that every voice is heard. Interject. But why? What are you drinking alcohol at work? What? Show me that glass.
It's apple juice and it's finished.
All right. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. Thanks, my brother Joel. God bless you. I'm really proud of you, bro. You see, one of the problems we are having here. You see, most of the guys from the Southerners in this platform, they do come to this platform. They don't want to accept it. Rather, they will keep putting a blame. And thank God we have someone like you. And thank God we have someone like Ajale Kuko that has been telling them the truth, which they don't want to listen. Imagine some time ago we have, is it 17 or 19 state governors from the South and Southeast or South. They had a meeting. Among them, one of them, he has to leak the secret. So this is how to tell you, we can never stand united. Never. And if I keep saying it, some people will be thinking, oh, that you're trying to accuse the Yorubas or try to accuse the Igbos. And I will keep repeating it, whether we like it or not. The day Yoruba and Igbo come together as one, that's the day Nigeria will become good. Otherwise, forget it. I will keep repeating this thing.
Engineer, because you made I always say this. I asked myself, when I was staying in Lagos State, my mom usually traveled to Italy to buy Italian shoe, and we sell in the market. We mingle. My landlord was a Yoruba woman. There was a time my dad died, you know, and my mom was having issues. My landlord did not take rent from my mom for 2 years. Look, let me tell you, in the streets, we mingle.
Wow.
We talk. Look at all of us. We mingle. We enjoy ourselves in the street. Well, what is it that when we come to that upper side, we clash? Remember, oh, you're a Yoruba man. I'm an Igbo man.
Exactly.
What are we fighting for? We have developed each other more than any place in Nigeria.
Oh.
We have developed each other. Go to Lagos. It's a lot of things. I do not care who says Lagos is no man's land. I believe Lagos has indigenous. People own Lagos. So some people make those kind of silly statements. I will be like that. Please shut up. Just shut it. People own Lagos State. But I appreciate those people that came and, you know, instead of living in the bush, they went and bought a land in Lekki. They went and bought a land in VI, and they are contributing to the economy. Some of our brothers in the north, when they come, they go live in the bush. If they cannot live in the bush, they go live in clusters. But this is a life that they are used to. They are Nigerians. We have to start looking at how to break that system. And the only way we can break that system is if we have somebody that can empower these people from the north, so that they will stop this attitude. You see, this centralization system. Everything in Nigeria is centralized. You have a family in Nigeria. You want everybody to depend. Everybody call you Oga. You are a state. You want everybody to look at you. Say you go to the state level. You go to the regional level. It is always central.
Big manism.
Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to. Let go. We want to hold. You go to Lagos today, you have international airports, you have a national port. Why? Why can't we have port in Delta, in Calabar? Because as you say, and today we say it's hunger. No. We are too concentrated. Our resources are too concentrated in one place. If you come in America, you have port in Maryland. Go a little distance from there. You have a New York. You have a Virginia. You have everywhere that has water. Alabama, they have ports. In Nigeria, it must come to Lagos State. Then when it comes to Lagos State, you not take it to Kano. Why? Because we do not want to be smart. When we start being smart with Nigeria, when we start letting go, when we start paying attention to those things that really, really matter. Facebook is worth $35 billion. We can do it. My brother, I have been outside of Nigeria. I have seen our youth. My brother, let me tell you, Nigeria,
the lazy youths.
No. The lazy youth by Buhari. I have seen Nigerians, my brother. Let me tell you, I doff hats. Here. See, if you are with a normal Nigerian in Nigeria and you're talking, there's a level of discussion, there's a level of IQ that is moving. Even if that guy waiting for streets, he go rock you small, he go push you, he go make you think small. Say, nah, this guy they talk through. My brother, if you come here, nada. Our mates, you know, they don't want to leave the local government. Nigeria will be safe. If you thought people could go China, we say, China. If they happen for China, we don't go. And when we go there and we make an impact. Nigeria in the United States today, as I'm talking to you, are the most educated immigrants in the United States. We can do things. We can run things in Nigeria. Yoruba, Igbo, the day you come together, Nigeria will be better.
Simple.
Because only two of you can save the North. The North are in trouble. Sometimes you say the North. The man in the street. I was born in Kano State. So when people are telling me the North, I was born in Kano State. If the difference between me and an Amajiri was my parents. Was my parents. Let us be real. We, Yoruba and Igbo, will come together to save the North. Forget the South.
Hold on, Joel. You know, I've often said that, and people throw stones at me when I say that. You've put it in a different way, but what I've always said is that in order for us to rescue ourselves, we have to civilize the Northerners. So I say that, but people throw stones at me, but you are saying it in a different way now, and they're all agreeing with you.
Just like I told you, woman. I have my stone ready. You cannot educate them. Let them educate themselves. It's their leadership. It's their leadership. Their leadership that
this is what we can do. This is what we can do for the North, right? For the people that are above 20, 25, 30, those ones are already gone, right? Because they're already gone. So do you know what we can do with those? They can still, education shouldn't be the only way people should earn a living. Education should not be the only way we start restricting people. Some people are not educated, but they have wisdom. Let us work with those that have wisdom. They can still earn a living. Right? If you have a proper agricultural
why
system,
don't we just, that demographic that you described, why don't we just shoot them?
Shoot them? No, you cannot shoot. You cannot kill them because they're part of you. Right. You cannot kill them because they're part of you. And I mean, it's not going to be an option.
Don't listen to one man.
And then we'll start from the lower ones that we can.
One man. Can I just interject, my brother here, please?
Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Joel. Interject briefly, but I want to go to Baba Akure and then come to you. So if you want to wait for me to come to you, or you interject now.
Okay, one man. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody. This is, as you know, this is here in Ghana, my brother. Flood is killing us here. We are suffering. You people should pray for us. I said it on the comment section the other day. Nobody responded. Nobody even shared or pitied me, though. But you see, the brother that just spoke last.
Joel of Nashville.
Nashville, yes. He nailed it. But I would tell you that for how long, if at all, that the West, the South will come together, for how long are we going to come together to help these people? Because, you know, they dragged Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to gain independence before Ghana. It was because of the backwardness of the same particular region that made Nigeria to remain, and Ghana became independent before Nigeria. It dragged for 2 times or 3 times before they now decided on what to do, how to help them, that you cannot hold us down while other people are going. Till today, for how long? I'm asking you, brother Joel, for how long are you going to do that to a people? Is it not when someone who is in the hole that raises his or her hand up, that the people on the top will begin to look for a way to raise them? You are in a hole. You practice a system of government that makes you to be in a hole. And when people begin, your hands are tied with you. How will people from the top raise you up? Joel, my brother.
All right. Joel, I address that just briefly, just because of the pressure of time.
I will address that issue. It's simple, right? What we have not had in Nigeria is a consistency in policy. The good of Ebele Jonathan came up with that majority system, right? What happened after he left? They threw it away. That is the thing. Who threw it away? A person from the north. On the Sundays, the edifice, I said in the north, everywhere you go, they want to have a big man, then you have the poor ones crawling. My brother, if you don't know, you don't know. The problem in the north is poverty. My brother, when you don't have money, I was in Nigeria. When you don't have money, my brother, you lost everything.
I lived there too. I lived there for almost 18, 19 years before I left.
18, 19 years. Okay, yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? So the thing there is that we've not been consistent. What we have to do is this. When I'm saying that we should help the north,
who are not consistent,
and I'll go straight to the point.
Who are not consistent?
We are not consistent. We are not consistent.
Who are those people not consistent?
The people that are not consistent are the leaders. Because whenever you want to do something,
yeah, the northern leaders. The northern leaders.
Yes. So that's why I said. That's why I said. If we have an agricultural program, those ones that are from 20 upwards, they should get engaged. If those ones go out and work and they make money, if they can make enough money to feed themselves, to live in a house, they will stop listening to these people. Let me tell you, even in the United States today, you go to the projects, who are mostly those in the project? African Americans. Every year, every 4 years, they come and they give them the carrot of what? Oh, racism. They're going to kill you. Police brutality. This and this, right? But they are not telling them about the death they are having in the hood, like in the place like Chicago, Maryland. When you talk about that, the crimes they are committing on the street, tell them the truth. No, because they need their vote, so they want to keep them in chains. Every 4 years, the African American who love to vote, the Republican, most of them. Unless you start thinking out of the box. And when you start thinking out of the box, you have to be empowered. If we empower these guys, let me tell you, see this not youth you are seeing. If we empower them for close to 16 years straight, and they are able to get their stuff, they will always do for that person that gave them sugar. Trust me. If those leaders come to tell them, start telling them about, going back to that life again, they will say no. They're not suffering.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Thank
so
you.
For pressure of time, let me go on to Baba Akure, who joins us under his new moniker now, Achenisere. So Baba Akure, so you've heard the conversation, but when we really were was on who, because the names are now coming together for a selection to be made as to who runs as ATIKU's running mate. So EMEKA, EHIDIOHA thrown into the paradigm, but all of the names, they're Southeastern, with the Yemi Osinbajo from the South keeping it honest. So that it looks as though that space is going to the Southeast. But should it, by your reckoning, because he has run severally, ATIKU, always gone to the Southeast, Ben Obi, then Peter Obi, so there's no Obi in play now, but he's still staying with the Southeast. Is it remiss to be staying in that region that has never brought him any joy? And if he is, then is EMEKA, EHIDIOHA, the new paradigm now, the best, the one with the golden fleece that it should pivot to? So EMEKA, EHIDIOHA are in play for ATIKU's vice presidential slot. Baba Akure.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It is still morning here, 11:30 to be precise. Anyway, I think ATIKU or PDP, I think they are making mistake. Though I could be wrong, but the way I see it, I think it would have been better for him to pick WIKE, because it seems to me that WIKE is more relevant. That even talking of this guy from Kwara, Saraki. So WIKE is even more relevant, is even stronger than most of these people at this moment. And I think if ATIKU could pick up WIKE as his running mate, I think he's going to have a better chance than EHIDIOHA. I know that EHIDIOHA was, I think he was deputy speaker of House of Reps sometimes back, but if his name is not really relevant these days, because it has been a long time that I heard about him. So I think WIKE will be the best person for ATIKU. That is my take on that. And I want to briefly chip into what Joel in Nashville mentioned, as stated, where what he said, I think I agree with what he said, but that is in theory, but in practical, it cannot work. I'm very sorry to disappoint you, because the way it has been there, that has been at their culture. Even before Nigeria is formed, it has been their culture to be submissive. If you look at why the British gave them power, if you read about history of Nigeria, you will know because they are so submissive. And it is not issue of 1970. It's not issue of, we are talking of 1960, even way back. So it has been the culture, and for you to change somebody's culture, it will take in fact I cannot even like it will take the kingdom come before you can
it only takes education, Baba Kure. It takes education.
You think so? You think so?
Okay,
you think education?
And let me just answer that one really, really short, right? On that particular one, right? You know, I was making a point, right? When I said that we give them 16 years. If we take those ones that are from 2025 up and put them in the farms, we make sure that there's an emergency on education for the little ones that are coming up. We can get it right. Look, let me tell you, the idea of the northern elite, we should always understand that our problem is not the northern citizens. Our problem is the northern elites. The ordinary ones in the street, they don't know. That is why when they come, what they know is what they are doing. You cannot do what you are capable of doing. What you know, that's where you see that they sell. Now, what did they go feed do? What you want to do? If you want to make a salesman, what can he do? So if he did not go to school right from when he was taught, his future is already gone. So that's why I said, if we can, education, if we make it like education is the only way, then we are getting them wrong. We cannot catch them. But if we make it that with or without education, you'll be able to have an accommodation in Nigeria. You'll be able to feed in Nigeria. In the United States, it happens. In other countries, it happens. The ones that are even, the 4-year degrees these days are not even paying the better money. An LPN these days goes to work, earns about work 5 days a week, earns about 140,000 a year. Is an NPN, 11 months course.
I think you can put them in technical school as well.
Do you understand me? You can even put them in technical school. It doesn't mean that they cannot lose knots. So we salvage the ones that we can salvage. The ones that we cannot, we push them into the farms. Let them pick cottons. If you revive the Kaduna and textile, then you see this thing. It becomes a process. Then if you want to do criminality, then you know that you want to do criminality. But I promise you, most of those guys that you see that go to beg those alahajis money, it's not that they want to, but it's because they are hungry. If they have money, if they could feed themselves, if they could house themselves, then the control over them will reduce drastically by 70%. Then we cannot have a society.
Joel, have you forgotten?
Sorry, Vin. Let's get back to Babakure because I want to also capture Machiavelli, and I'm going to be shutting down in about 10-15 minutes time. So I want to make sure I capture all the voices. So sorry, Vin, but let's get back to Babakure.
Okay, like I was saying, I think the analogy of Joel is very nice and it is concrete. If you can do that, hopefully we can change the northern mindset. However, you also point out that southern part of Nigeria, they are not united. I also see that because if WIKE, when he was vying for that presidential seat, and like you show here, I don't see how come ATIKU got 2 states and WIKE can still get that 237. So you can imagine if WIKE got those 2 states, it will have been another narrative right now. Then we also come to issue of knots, right? Look at what Tambowai did. And that is why we are saying there is no way every single time we are going to be divided when we are voting. Because right now, if somebody comes from the southern part of Nigeria now, everybody we want to vote for him because this election is going to be north and south. That is if eventually somebody emerge from southern part of Nigeria. So I think if we are not divided, Anambra and other two states from the eastern part of Nigeria should have did just like the way Tambowai did and voted for WIKE. WIKE could have been the PDP aspirant right now. So there is no way we still see that we are divided. And look at what is going on in APC right now, Seth. Look at how many Yoruba came out and fighting for tickets, and nobody want to step down for one another. But we are watching. Let's see what is going to happen. We have about 4 days to go. We will see what is going to happen. Maybe somebody will step down, or they will not step down, and they will fight it until the finish.
All right, thank you, Babakure. So, Babakure, let's take Machiavelli just because it is a new voice to the space and just to register his voice on the platform. So, Machiavelli, good to have you on board. You've been listening to the conversation, so just give us your thoughts on the conversations you've been listening to so far. Machiavelli.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me all?
Perfectly.
Yeah, all right. So unlike most of you guys, I'm actually in Nigeria. So I have been following the conversation for a while. But I'm more particular about the Buhari's choice, this concession or imposition, whatever you guys have called it. Actually, I'm not surprised that Osinbajo and Lawan was shortlisted in the first place, because I don't think that Osinbajo would have thrown his hat in the ring if he didn't have some assurances. He doesn't have the clout. He doesn't have the financial war chest. So I think that from the onset, before he even threw his hat in the ring, I think he has some assurances. I think he had some conversation with the powers that be, and which was why eventually he threw his hat in the ring. And then now, I also want to take up Ajay Lekoko, who was trying to say that the position by Buhari is undemocratic. Yes, on the surface it is, but we have to take into context the kind of people we're dealing with and the country itself. Now, how does it work in that space? How does it work? How do the people work there? Now, here's Buhari, who is on his last legs, right? He has about a year to vacate office. And if you have been following the government for about 7 years, you know that there's been a whole lot of, mess that has been in place. Okay, so now, why would he want to leave power and just give it to a random person? Why wouldn't he want to select somebody who he knows that to a large extent can cover his tracks? You understand? So while on the surface, what he's trying to do is undemocratic, but even if we look at it, it's actually the norm. That's what all the governors do. And why do they do that? Simple. You want somebody to cover your tracks. You don't want someone to expose you, which was why Obasanjo did the same thing. So what am I trying to say is that if any of the protagonists, the so-called aspirants who have invested time, resources, and all of that, were in the same shoes as Buhari, they would have done exactly the same thing. So in that context, what Buhari is doing is apt. So if this had played out probably in the US or in the UK, then we can dwell in and say, oh, this is undemocratic. I mean, this is not supposed to be. But that is how it works there. That's the norm. That's what each and every one of them would have done if they were in his shoes. So I don't have any issue with Buhari. The only issue I have is that having spent 8 years, for the part to have spent 8 years in the north, there shouldn't have been any discussion about the power remaining in the north. There shouldn't be a conversation about that, which is why I don't even want to wade into the Abubakar's running mate. As far as I'm concerned, Abubakar is not even in my thoughts. I don't care about what he does. I don't care about who is running mate. I don't care. He shouldn't.
Well, he's in play though, so you should care. And it's a strong operator. It's a very powerful man.
Yeah, for analysis, yes, but it doesn't serve my own interest. For analysis, yes. So it's okay if people want to discuss about it because it's in play, yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not in my own interest. So that's why I said I don't care about it. I only care about what is my interest. So my interest is about who Buhari is choosing. That's where my interest lies. You understand? And he has to be a Southerner. It has to be a Southerner. So, and I think that the fact that Osinbajo, because Osinbajo is a very intelligent guy, he must have done a very good analysis about the system. He knows that there's no way he can outspend Tinubu. There's no way he has enough clout as Tinubu, and he already knows the kind of narrative that'll be out there if he throws his hat in the ring, knowing the relationship he has with Tinubu. So for him to have gone to that contest, he had some assurances. I'm very, very sure he has some assurances. Some people must have given him some assurance that, look, at the end of the day, this is what we're going to do. So I'm sure at this point in time, it won't come as a surprise if eventually he becomes Osinbajo. But for me, it cannot. It can't be Lawan. It can't be Lawan.
All right. All right. Never say never. But thank you, Machiavelli. Good to hear from you. And join us just as often as you can, because we need somebody on the ground in Nigeria to give us a feel of the tempo of what is actually obtaining within the country. So you with somebody of your level of articulation is exactly what we need in Nigeria. So I'll just ask, because we do it twice a day, 1:20 UK time PM and 9:35 UK time PM. So anytime you have a chance, please join us. Let's sample Comrade Chidi, just to make sure that everybody has had a say. So Comrade Chidi, are you there? Comrade Chidi. Look at this guy. He's eating yellow gari again. Comrade Chidi. Look what is going on. Unmute yourself.
Tell him to unmute. Tell him to unmute. Maybe he might be there.
Look at this guy. Comrade Chidi. Have you been captured? This is it. Have you been captured by Ndugurudu?
Okay, I think.
All right. Then, let's take Vin then, who has not fully had a say, and then we round off. So Vin, your thoughts on the conversation, but make it as succinct as you can. Yes, Vin.
Yes, bro. Thank you so much, one man. And
no, sorry, Vin. I think we have Comrade Chidi now. Comrade Chidi, okay. Do we have you? Do we have you, Chidi? Unmute yourself. I just saw you unmute yourself now. You have to unmute yourself to be able to speak, Chidi. Look at that. All right. Sorry, back to you, Vin. Sorry about that. Back to you, Vin.
Okay. You see, I don't have much to say, and in this particular one, but I have to speak directly on the southern part of Nigeria. I think Chidi is back.
All right. So Chidi, unmute yourself. You just did now. So then speak. Speak now, so I can hear. Unmute your. Speak now. Don't touch it. No, unmute. Unmute. So you are muted. Okay, don't touch it again. No, unmute again. Don't touch it. Don't touch it again. No, unmute yourself. Do what you just did now. Unmute. So press whatever you can see and a cross across your speaker. So unmute. All right, don't touch it again. Now speak. So let's. Oh, you've done it again. Can you unmute for Daddy?
Can you hear me?
Tell him not. Yes, we can now. So let's hear your thoughts on the conversation. We can now. Carry on. Oh, and there it goes. He's gone. So there it is. So gentlemen, I must round it off here. We usually do 2 hours in the afternoons, but we are 2.5 hours in now. So we like to keep it. Well, of course, I have other things to do. So we will reconvene for 9:35 p.m. UK time. So I have to thank everybody that has joined us, especially the new voices, Machiavelli, and especially Joel of Nashville. So these are the sort of voices, because this is the sort of space that we want to create for voices like yours. So not some guy man from Wafi Central. No, those ones can go to wherever. So we want people of this quality in this space. So good of you to come on board. Join us just as often as you can. And 9:35 UK time, we'll reconvene. I think Chidi joins us again. Let's just see if I think it's coming in from Nigeria. So that's why I'm so keen. So Chidi, speak now if you can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. So speak freely.
I'm sorry about that. This is this is internet problem. But yeah, I have before now I've tried to follow your program, but unfortunately it looks like I was made an onlooker. So every attempt I have made in the past to join this has been an effort in futility. But I like the conversation. They are quite healthy. So I'd like to make a little contribution, and I'm going to start by saying that,
make it sorry, Chidi, make it a short contribution because I was about to round off, but carry on.
So, too much analysis sometimes may lead to paralysis. So I think we have overflowed all the conjectures as a result around trying to galvanize, harmonize, get a template that will work for Nigeria. As it appears currently, it looks like the project Nigeria is not working. And the shame to some of us, the Southerners, who have been aiding and abetting these people. I think it's time for us to draw a sharp dichotomy between leisure and pleasure. Everything we have done, the Southerners, doing all sorts of permutation, especially for those who are in the frontliners, are just geared for their own selfish aggrandizement. However, it's rather unfortunate that the downtrodden, the masses, are the ones suffering it. There's no way you can look at it if you want to look at it from a very unbiased perspective. The equation is not balanced. And no matter what you do, I don't see anything changing in the nearest future. So the only thing I'm going to say, I'm not coming to give lecture. Just sometimes when I come across this conversation, they are good, they are healthy, it's okay. But I am seeing a situation whereby we have made ourselves talkative, no action, no template to to stand vehemently, and of course, stand on what.
Sorry, Chidi, what is your politics? What is your politics? Where would you like the country and the conversations to point? What is your politics?
So the thing is, I think we still, everything is still resolved around the old permutation of, so I don't think all hands are coming together to make the project Nigeria work.
Are you restructuring? Are you secession, or are you Peter Obi or Shibanjo? Yeah.
So first of all, if you want me to, if you really want us to dissect the whole thing, first,
not fully, because I want to shut down soon, but in a short, succinct comment.
I guess maybe I'm coming too late because I like to make these contributions. Maybe I'm going to target your next program and I'll come because I think, yes, maybe restructuring can be a way forward because the 1999 Constitution is a disaster. You understand? And these people have leverage on that to, institutionalize impoverishment. You understand, the lives of Nigeria. So maybe we'll start from there. Honestly, I'm sorry. It's not working. And when something is not working, it will amount to effort in futility. So it doesn't matter what I say. Nothing is changing.
All right, thank you, Chidi. It's good to document your voice, and I'm glad that I did because it's a strong and potent voice. Strong, potent voices is what we want to hear. So thank you, Chidi, and thank you, everyone. So, Chidi, if you're available for 9:35, and I think we're on the same timeline now, and Nigeria and the UK. So if you're available for 9:35 UK time, then avail yourself, and then you can expand more on those thoughts that you seem to hold.
I wouldn't know what I wouldn't know what is UK time. I live in Texas, so I use Central
in America. Time. Oh, right, God! I thought you were in Nigeria because of the on and off light and the dodgy. America,
if you subscribe,
they don't have internet in America anyway. So what?
If you subscribe,
are you still using dial-up? Are you still doing dial-up in America?
Oh, come on, one man. America is far ahead of your colonial people in Britain.
So
I think it's going to be around 4:25. It's going to be 4:25 Texas time. So if you subscribe, you will get the notification. And,
okay. So the thing is that
PM.
I've been here for a while. I'm a US citizen, but the thing is, I started this thing in Nigeria, the likes of Showore we did. I attended Lagos State University, and as a strong non-skater, activist. So I've been championing this cause, but somehow nomenclature, everything, kind of changed, and I find myself here. But I have been watching with keen interest, and I saw that it was even a little bit. Yes, it was even better. Even while I attended Lagos State University, and I fought for free education because I didn't pay any school fee all through my. You understand? But nobody gave it to me. I fought for it. I jeopardized my life. My certificate was at stake. I was brutalized. I was taken to different. I'm a permanent visitor to police cells. But I led the struggle, I fought for it, and I got it. So that is the way we should channel this call. Enough of coming here to talk blah, blah, and there's no template, no action in place. And I understand, because it is better to live for something than living for nothing. The reason why some of us are not reluctant throwing our weight in such a healthy conversation like this is because you remember what Abraham Lincoln says, that those, whom in time of social, economy, political brouhaha, maintain their neutrality. So I would say I'm clamoring for change. And now I see things like this, all this, avalanche of madness going on, and I wouldn't want to make contribution. I can only lend my voice, but you remember also that leadership is all about followership. If I lead, somebody have to follow. And if you're counting how much you have in bar, what you stand to lose.
All right, Chidi. Thank you. You should take up a career in politics because you
hey,
certainly
Chidi,
have the skills.
it'd be good you come back in the afternoon.
Yes, I must round up. So I'm not shutting you down, but I must round. I should have already, but I can't.
Chidi, come back in the evening.
So I'll give the final word to Alexander Gomez, who speaks to us via Super Chat. It says, and it's to that space that Joel was so eloquently painting about Lagos State. It says that's when he super chatted this in the middle of Joel's contribution. It says that's the beauty of Lagos, the most accommodating people in Nigeria by a country mile. If only Nigerians had the cosmopolitan mindset of Lagosians. So that is really, that's really the report that everybody has of Lagos. That is the beauty of Lagos, the most accommodating people in Nigeria by a country mile. If only Nigerians had the cosmopolitan mindset of Lagosians. So Operation Lagos, Tinubu wants to turn Nigeria into Lagos, so perhaps Nigerians will have that mindset.
One man, before you shut up, is Joel related to Rational Mind? Just ask him because he was born in Kano.
No.
But Rational Mind is a full animal now, as we know.
But the thing Rational Mind is a Fulani, Ijo, Igbo, Yoruba.
And Abakaliki a little bit, and this, that, and the other, It's even part Arabo, and it's a black Jew. So it's a black Jew. So gentlemen, I must go. So please join us in the evening, because this, you see how it's such an entertaining session, and it's in the lap of the gods. So whoever turns up makes the session. And I think the highlight today has been Machiavelli, certainly Joel, and Chidi. The rest of the complement, they are names that we're already delighting in, but now we delight in new names. So new names, bigger conversations, and the expansion of the space all carries on. 9:35 UK time. Like, share, subscribe. I'll leave it here. Carry conversation and within the comment section, but here I say peace.
Thank you.
So,
Goodbye.